Yo guys, this is WBR, and it's the time everybody's been waiting for. Our official NBA preseason, before the season even starts, predictions for everything. We're going to do everything from Rookie of the Year to the NBA Finals champions. How excited are you for this? Because I've been waiting all...
10 out of 10, man. We've been talking on this non-stop at bars, everything. Bars, coffee shops, on the streets. It's time to make it official, guys.
We broke down the Eastern Conference. We broke down the Western Conference. Now we're going to go in with our predictions. Starting off with Rookie of the Year. Who do you got for this?
I got Karl Anthony Towns, the Rookie of the Year. He's got KG and a mentor. He's got a solid lineup around with him. I'd say Jahlil Okafor, but he's going to get that 76ers curse.
Okay, I am going to say Jahlil Okafor because he's going to break that 76ers curse. I think he's going to be the guy to finally get some wins under their belt and exceed their projected wins. Just him and him alone. He's going to be leading scorer. I'm thinking he's even going to get to close to 20 points a game even. Maybe 18.
Now you're tripping, but all right.
I think 18
I
points
completely disagree, but all right.
Jahlil Okafor, guys. 18 points a game. You heard it here. This is MFA. Okay, so the next one. This is the sixth man of the year.
All right, I'll let you go first because mine's a little... I don't think you're going to expect mine.
I don't think anyone's going to expect mine right here. According to the betting odds from ladbrokes.com, 16-1 odds. I got my man, David West, from the San Antonio Spurs, 16-1 to win sixth man of the year. David West.
San Antonio, they don't win those. Okay, I got Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench, finishing games. He's got sixth man of the year.
He's got locked it. It's locked in. It's already happening.
He's the spark plug, man. He's
16-1. David West. I got this.
Fair enough.
Okay, so now we go to one that's, I think, the hardest one to call. The most improved player. Who do you got for this one?
Okay, so you know how Portland has a whole ton of problems, a whole slew of problems? They got one bright spot. CJ McCollum, most improved player, the 1-2 tandem with him and Lillard.
Wow, okay. I want to disagree, but I have to say I also have CJ McCollum there. You just read my mind. CJ McCollum for me as well. They don't have too good of a team. No one's going to be expecting them to play well, and I think that's where he's going to shine. They're not going to go to the playoffs or not even get close, but I think his numbers are going to be enough to win most improved player.
All right, second option, since we both had the same guy, if you didn't choose, CJ McCollum or health injury.
Second option for me would be Rudy Gobert then. Because I think he's going to make a huge impact, especially on the defensive end, and make a real strong push for Defensive Player of the Year, which we're going to get to as well.
Fair enough.
And actually, we're going to get to it right now. Defensive Player of the Year. I'll go first on this one. I don't think it's going to be Rudy Gobert. I think he's going to come about second or third in that voting race. I'm going to have to go with DeAndre Jordan because I thought he was supposed to win last year, actually. So
you think so? I got grit and grind. Marc Gasol.
Ooh, Marc Gasol. Okay. I think in terms of his offensive potential, I think so. But I think DeAndre Jordan just deserved it last year, and I think he's going to get it. We'll get to the next one here. Who's going to win Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year? It's going to be one of these new college coaches, man. I swear.
Yeah, you think so?
I like Brad Stevens, but he's not going to be Coach of the Year.
He could.
He could be. He could. If OKC does what OKC's got to do, I got Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I think he's a really good choice as well, but I'm gonna do the complete opposite approach here. I'm gonna go with Greg Popovich winning Coach of the Year.
Well, you can never count out Greg Popovich.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna demolish the Western Conference, or at least get up to 60 wins, and he's gonna be Coach of the Year. He's gonna stand out from the rest.
What do you think about Doc Rivers though? Because if they do well, they might give him the award.
I don't think
because
they're gonna give it to him. I don't think so. Because he's been with them for a year already. He had his chance. And I think if they do really well, it's going to be because of the players and not him. And people will know that, my opinion.
I don't think that's how the association sees it. They'll give him more credit than he deserves.
Yeah.
Because they want the narrative. Because a lot of these things are popularity contests.
It is. But just like last year, how Steve Kerr, they had the most wins by far. But they give it to Budenholzer because of the worse roster type of thing, but no, I see exactly what you mean though.
It's all about the storylines, but no, Coach Bud deserved it. It was neck and neck.
Yeah,
last year, even
Because I thought Budenholzer should have got it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he could have easily went the other way. Easily.
No love for interim coach. All he does is win. Luke Walton.
Luke Walton is just a winner. They call him Luke W.
Or
short.
W for short.
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll get to the next one here. The scoring title. Who's going to win it this year?
Fresh off surgery, Carmelo Anthony.
Wow.
He's gonna win the scoring champion. They're not gonna win too many games, but hey, he's gonna go off. He's gonna be there in the top 3. It's gonna be a race between him, Melo, Harden, Durant. That's my top 3.
I love that answer because Carmelo is my guy, but I'm gonna have to go with James Harden. He's gonna be the scoring champion. I would have said Kevin Durant, but I'm skeptical because I'm not really sure what he's gonna do. Maybe he's gonna get injured as well. Westbrook's not going to have as much scoring, I don't think. More assists, maybe. But to me, James Harden.
Yeah, but we're doing this based on not assuming people will get injured, right? Just preseason, because we're going to assume everybody's going to be healthy.
Well, I mean... Derrick Rose...
He's not in any of these conversations.
I'm not assuming he's healthy, so... In that case, no, I think James Harden, he's gonna do it. Especially because... He's going to have a little bit more breathing room because of Ty Lawson.
Yeah.
So then when he's all rested up, he's not going to have to expend too much energy, which will increase his points, which is kind of contrary to popular belief.
It's true, but the one reason I didn't choose James Harden is because his last name is now Kardashian.
Oh, yeah.
I think that, the outside of the court things are going to get in the way of his performance this year.
Oh, man, I sure hope not.
Me too. For the league, I really hope not.
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll get to the most important individual award. We're going to have to go with the MVP here. I'll start this one off really quick.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to start this one off. It's going to be James Harden. James Harden is going to win the scoring title. He's going to take his team to a really good Western Conference seed, and he's going to win MVP because he deserved it last year. He should have got MVP. His team was completely worse than Golden State's. But he took them a lot further than he would have if he wasn't on the team. If he wasn't there, they don't even get close to the playoffs. If Curry wasn't there, I think they would have made like 5th place or something.
That's true. But I'm glad you brought up Curry because he's my guy for the MVP this season.
Back to back.
The NBA is going to love the narrative. He's the number 1 Jersey fans, and he's no slouch. I'm not saying that just because of his popularity. He's got game as well. Warriors, everybody's saying, that their win was based on luck, but these guys, they're also for real. And I believe in Curry back to back.
Back to back. Okay. So you got Steph Curry, I got James Harden, MVP, 2015-2016 season. Now we'll get to the team predictions. Starting off with the Eastern Conference champions. Who are you going to go for this? I feel like this one is a lot more obvious. Conference, but there's still some, possibilities.
Come on. Let's just both say Cavs and move on with this segment.
Okay, you first.
Cavs.
All right, I'm going to say Cavs as well. I think Chicago doesn't have a shot. I think if anyone has a shot, it's going to be the Miami Heat. I'll give them a solid chance. But
we gotta see how Chicago gels before I make a decision on how this team is gonna go. Because they're trading a lot of defense for offense with their new flow kind of offense with what's his name, Frank Hoiberg. They got this motion kind of offense, really fast small ball guys. But their defense, I don't know. Their defensive minded team trying to shift into a fast playing offensive mind. So their defense is definitely going to slip. I think they need to find a healthy median. And if all goes according to plan, they might have a chance to knock off the Cavs. But I don't buy it.
You don't buy it?
As of the preseason, I don't buy it.
I think if anyone has a chance, it's going to be the Heat. Just because I don't think Chicago has the offense to stack up with the Cavs. I think Miami has that potential. Their defense is not as good as Chicago's, I don't think.
Yeah, but the Chicago's front court is stacked. They got some big bodies, interchangeable parts, hustle guys. You don't count Pau Gasol out ever. And Derrick Rose is a big question mark, but I hope to stay optimistic. And then they're going to take Joakim Noah off the bench, the high-energy glue motor guy. And I think that's going to do a lot for their second unit with him and Taj Gibson.
To me, it's all on Jimmy Butler. If he goes into superstar level, I think they have a serious shot to beat the Cavs, as well as getting chip in from Derrick Rose as well as Pau Gasol. But if Jimmy Butler doesn't have an all-star type of year, then I don't think they're going to even have a chance.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So now we'll get to the Western Conference champions. This one, I'm just going to say this. This is the most stacked Western Conference in the history of the NBA. It could easily go to any of the top 6 teams. Easily. This is the hardest Western Conference of all time. So this is what makes it so interesting and difficult to predict. So with that being said, who are you going to give the nod to win the Western Conference?
I've got to give it to the revamped, revitalized San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, man.
You know, they still got Timmy D. Greg Popovich is going to make it work. He's got a lot of tools.
Maybe they have 6-man David West.
Maybe, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he won't even be a 6-man. Maybe be a starter. We don't know about with Greg Popovich.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got this. They got some things to work out, but I have no doubt Greg Popovich will work out all the kinks and all the bugs. They got the vets who've been there before. They have the Rock Tim Duncan. And I think he's going to be a great mentor to LaMarcus Aldridge to fit into the Spurs system. And they may or may not, they'll probably not be the top seed as a lot of people predict. But as long as they get into the playoffs, they're going to do damage.
So who do you think is going to be the biggest team in their way? Or the team that's going to give them the most difficulties in the Western Conference? If they were to meet up.
If they were to meet up.
Yeah.
The hardest guys.
Whether it be Golden State, Oklahoma City, the Clippers, Houston.
I say
even
Oklahoma
Memphis.
City because of Kevin Durant, the youth of the team, and the depth of the team can really match up with the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're a little bit younger, they might edge them out in a long series. I want to say Clippers kind of gives them a problem as well because of what happened last year. But I have yet to make a decision on how I feel about the Clippers team until I see a couple games because they changed a lot of pieces in the Clippers, so they got a lot of question marks there. But I'm going to stick with OKC. The Warriors can shoot anybody out of the gym. This is why this decision is so tough. But I'm still going to stick with my decision. OKC will give them a lot of trouble.
I'm going to have to go with the OKC Thunder going back to the NBA Finals. I'm going to have to go with that. They're going to beat everybody in the Western Conference. And I don't think it's even going to be close. I'm just going to say it right now. I think Kevin Durant, Westbrook, as well as Enes Kanter, Serge Ibaka, are going to outmatch everybody in the Western Conference, but particularly Westbrook and Durant. If he stays healthy, I think they could easily get through the West, as much as people think this is the toughest Western Conference of all time, including myself.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Durant is such a good player that he can actually get through all the teams.
So who will get in their way? It's a tough one.
The toughest team to get in their way for me is the Golden State Warriors. I think they could get past the Spurs. They'll give them the most trouble, I think. But I think Golden State Warriors are the only team that can match their firepower. That's the thing. Let's say Memphis is up against them, or Houston, or the Clippers. I think in terms of the firepower, you have to match up with Oklahoma City. They're going to be shooting over 110 points a game. And the only team to me that has a chance of stopping them or scoring more than them is the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference.
Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, their odds of...
But nobody can guard KD on that roster. You put Iggy, but he's going to... Actually, Iggy...
You'll throw different looks at him because there's Harrison Barnes as well.
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
I guess you can only hope to slow him down, right?
Yeah. The odds of them winning the Western Conference, 4.5 to 1 based on 888 Sports.
Yeah.
And I think that's a steal.
It's
right there.
Tough,
I think
right?
that's a steal. 4.5 to 1.
So would you put Clay on Westbrook? Because you got to hide Curry. He can't guard Westbrook.
I think at the
based
beginning,
on the physicality, right? Like it's going to take a toll on his offensive game if he has to try to guard that.
Yeah.
Try to guard a Westbrook, right?
I think at the beginning it's going to be Curry actually for the very first bit, and then see how that goes because maybe they're just going to throw different looks at Westbrook and then have Curry on him and then Klay Thompson, a nice like longer, taller guy.
Yeah, but then you have to put many different looks on KD already.
Yeah. They'll I think they'll just switch it up. Throw Klay on Kevin Durant and then put Curry on Westbrook and maybe...
That's why I think OKC has such an advantage. They don't have to worry as much on defense as the Warriors do.
Every position can score
OKC,
as well.
Yeah, OKC can match up well with GSW, but GSW has to keep changing looks on the two All-Stars.
Yeah, I definitely think that could be the Western Conference Final as well. I reserve the right to change, but as of right now...
Yep, as of the preseason, without seeing any games...
I'm going to have to say it's OKC versus Golden State in the Western Conference Finals, and OKC takes it pretty convincingly as well. I'd say in 6 games at most.
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay, so now we have our Western Conference, we have our Eastern Conference champions.
Yeah.
Now we get to the big leagues, the NBA championships, the finals. Who's going to win this? I'll start off, I guess, because you did the last one. Put you on the spot. I'm going to have to say the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be the 2016 NBA title.
How did I know? I think the big asterisk is Kyrie Irving. When is he going to return?
Mm-hmm.
How well is he going to return to form?
Yeah, of course. And to me, the biggest reason why I'm giving the nod to the Cleveland Cavaliers right now is because I think they're going to have home court advantage. I think they're going to have about 59 to 60 wins because of their easier Eastern Conference. They're going to have a lot of easier games. And OKC could potentially have a little bit worse record. Maybe they'll have 59 or 58 wins or 57. And if Cleveland has home court advantage, I'm giving them the nod to win the NBA title.
So how many games will LeBron have to take off? Stiff back. Last season he randomly took off 2 weeks for no reason. He's one more season older. Those are big problems.
It is.
I think.
They're limiting his minutes this year, I would like to think. I would hope to get at maybe 37 or less every game on average. And if that's being done, he won't need to take too much of a break, which will make the wins increased. But if
they have a rough start in the beginning of the season like they did last season, they're gonna have a lot of ground to catch up, right?
They are going to as well, yeah. But to me, OKC, because Kevin Durant was out, they're going to have a lot of work to do as well to try to get those wins up.
And they play in the West.
And they play in the more difficult West, which is the most important thing. So home court advantage is the biggest reason I think Cleveland will win, as well as the LeBron James factor. He's been in the finals with Kevin Durant and Westbrook before, and he shut down Kevin Durant to the point where he was so small that Westbrook had to literally do everything. He scored that 44-point game.
Right.
And everybody was talking about Kevin Durant not really showing up too much. And it could be the same tale, especially if they go into the NBA Finals against LeBron James.
Fair enough. However, I completely disagree with you. 100%. Yeah. Whoever the Cavs face, I feel they're going to lose to. Whoever comes out the West, be it Spurs, OKC, GSW. I think the West is that much stronger. A big asterisk is Kyrie Irving. But whatever West team comes out, my prediction Spurs, they're going to win it all.
So whoever comes out of the West is going to win the NBA title?
Yep.
Wow. Because mine is a little bit different. Let's say it's OKC versus the Cavs, which I predicted. Mm-hmm. I think Cavs take it. If it's Spurs versus anyone, I think Spurs win no matter what. If Spurs go to the finals, I think they win no matter what. And if Golden State goes to the finals, I think they'll give Cleveland more difficulty than OKC would. Though I think OKC has the best shot of winning the West.
Yeah, it's all about matchups. But I think if it's somebody like the Rockets or the Clippers, if they not miraculously, they have a good chance. If they do make it out of the West, it's a lot better for the Cavs if they make it out of the East, matchup wise. Because the Rockets and the Clippers never been in that position, and two, I think LeBron would just outplay those two teams. Mm-hmm. But a big thing is Kyrie Irving. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, that's your big question mark.
That is my big question mark because Kevin Love's he's nice, but he's not that superstar number 2 option. Mm-hmm. Especially the way he's playing. He could prove me wrong this season, but as it stands right now, we need Kyrie back.
Yeah, and I don't want to sleep on the Clippers at all. The thing is, I think they have a great chance to win the Western Conference as well as the NBA title, especially because Paul Pierce came in, right? The only thing I have with them is they're just known
to choke.
They're known to choke and crumble when it comes to those crucial times. You saw it in the first round when Blake Griffin was doing and one dribbling.
Yeah.
With 10 seconds left in the game.
He's making his mixtape, man.
He had the turnover. They lost the game because of that against the Spurs. They could have easily lost that series. And then when they were up against Houston, they're up 3-1, up 20.
Well, this could
They
be the
lost that.
year. This could be the year they break the curse, right?
Yeah, it could
Because the
be.
narrative before was they're never going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs. They're never going to get out of the first round. After a while, they got out of the first round. Now they're never going to get out of the second round.
Yeah.
So we'll see, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think their time, it's even though this is the best Clippers team that has ever been assembled.
Chemistry issues.
Yeah, they're not gonna come out of the West, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah.
So these are our preseason predictions. We'll give a little update maybe around the All-Star break, because a lot of things will happen. It's unfortunate to say, but probably injuries will change a lot of our predictions. But as it stands, these are our preseason predictions for the 2015-2016 season.
Yeah, we'll leave the description of all our predictions or on the screen, on the video, just so you guys can see it and refer to it at any time. But as for now, that's our official NBA 2015-2016 predictions.
All right, WBR.